have always believed that the development of Irish native enterprise is critical to the long-term survival of the country. I think it's wonderful that we attract foreign investment, but they may not be sustainable in the long term. They come in and they may move on. In the current climate, I think there's absolutely no alternative but to develop Irish entrepreneurs and new Irish businesses. And these have to be very specific type of business. They have to be export oriented. I think our problem at the moment is many of the people who have been in the pass the parcel economy. This is a harsh expression, where the money goes around from one to the other within the domestic economy, such as the construction sector, are hurting and hurt badly, but they don't really generate real wealth. And it's up to entrepreneurs in export markets to do that. And I think there are many opportunities, and there's a great support. I'm strongly supportive of the actions of the government, to the extent that maybe they're going too far, because people setting up businesses must take some risk. You have to be prepared to take the risk, and you can't be mollycoddled 100% of the time. The second thing they have to look at, it has to be in export markets. I also think it probably has to be in manufacturing or agribusiness and our export services. I'm not a great believer in additional retail ventures in Ireland, or even domestic construction, because I don't think that's where the long-term future lies. Can we do it? Yes. I think that we have a fantastic bunch of people. I think the young people, my experience of them is they've got better over the years. Are there opportunities? The rest of the world outside of Ireland is doing very well. Far East, Eastern Europe, South America and Africa are all, in fact, booming would be the word. Some of them growing at 8 or 9%. This is where the markets are, and this is where we have to be. The domestic economy is in a total mess. There's a lot more hurt and pain to come here. It could last a decade in the domestic economy. But for those of us who want to succeed as business people here, it's the international economy. So what might happen, unfortunately, for us, our opportunities might be improving. Costs are getting more in line. I believe that the euro will have some significant changes, and there could probably be a devaluation of the Irish euro, which will be very beneficial for our exporters. Costs are certainly maintained, and the availability of better people. 5 or 6 years ago, it was very hard to get really good people because the opportunity to make easy money domestically was here. Now you have to work for it and earn it. So I think from Irish entrepreneurs, startups, the domestic economy has got better, as long as we're not interested in supplying the domestic economy. Internationally, things are good and definitely getting better. The recession has bottomed in most countries, and opportunities are growing in other areas. I think that there may even be opportunities domestically here for people who are prepared to go into distressed situations. There may be some companies that have failed, and so new owners can take them over. There's nothing wrong with that. It's what, if you believe in any kind of capitalism, it has to be. Give the next guy the chance to make the money. So I am in a situation now that I probably see more opportunities in Ireland now than I did 4 years ago. If I was a young, would that I was, a young graduate again, maybe get a couple of years experience, probably abroad, because that's where I'm going to be working the rest of my life. And then I see opportunities in Ireland in the whole agribusiness, the whole tourism, I'm not strong on services, so I don't understand IT or biotech. I see opportunities in the whole nutraceuticals, is turning food into pharmaceuticals into nutritional products. All I need now is about another 40 years to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that I see, and I think they will be taken. I think you'll see a flourishing of indigenous entrepreneurship. The two areas, once you have the idea, where I think maybe real entrepreneurs differ, is that the ability to handle the uncertainty, because things are going to go wrong, absolutely, and they're going to go wrong in ways that they can't go wrong. That's what makes, I think, it very exciting. So you have to be prepared to wake up in the middle of the night, saying, look, why am I doing this stuff? I really don't want to do it. And live with that. And if you have a partner, he or she has to be prepared to put up with that as well. And finally, you need a lot of energy. I don't know whether it's energy, enthusiasm or determination, because it's going to go wrong. Things are going to happen. You're going to have to get down. And if you have that, that's really all you need. But above all else is identifying the opportunity and then following it up. But yeah, I think that the system we have here has developed them over the last 30 years quite well. I'm not so sure we didn't have this 300 or 400 years ago as well, you know, when we had to go abroad, traded all over Europe at that stage, and then we may have lost it, but it's certainly coming back again. I think it's very important to define what failure is, because you hear things as we're fear of failure and that we don't like failure. Failure means you got it wrong. It doesn't mean anything more. It means that you, with the best efforts and your best efforts and the opportunity and the money you had, you did what you could. Maybe the environment went against you, as it does in certain, but you got it wrong. That's all it means. So I keep reiterating that. It doesn't mean that you're a bad man and that was a bad project. You got it wrong. So you learn from that, and the next time you do one, you try to avoid those mistakes. Now, with certainty in the world we live in, you're going to make other mistakes, and you may even make the same ones again the second time. But failure simply means you did something wrong and don't do it the next time. That's all it means.